So that was a good thing. But yeah, her name just came from the end of her breed name.
All right, next question.
Next question.
Hey guys, welcome back to The Life of Us. We are here for a part 2 video on it was our first video, right?
Yeah, our Q&A.
Yeah.
This time it's not going to go by a point system though. We are legit just going to answer these together because I cannot take another loss.
That would be unfortunate for her. So we're going to do this time, just answering some general questions that we have about ourselves.
So we do have 10 questions on the phone that we will be answering for you today. You will get to know a little bit more about us and our family and our general lives. So let's go ahead and get into it.
Mm-hmm.
The first question is, how did we meet?
Oh, this is an interesting story. So the way that we actually met in high school in 9th grade. We had a crush on another girl, which just so happened to introduce me to her, but the way it happened was extremely funny. So what happened is I was just hanging out with this girl.
Which is so funny that you said that you like her, because I honestly thought that he and this girl and him were already together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because she just like always kind of like laid up on him like that, and I was like, oh, they're like... Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, no, and we were not dating. So she brought up Lydia. So she actually came out with Lydia, and we all said our highs. And the worst thing that could have happened. A wasp actually started flying around my face. So I was swatting around.
Terrified of wasps.
Yeah, and I'm super scared of wasps. So I started swatting around. And that just made the wasp angrier, so I started running. I literally ran around the school in like a big circle until I lost this wasp, and I just saw her laughing over there, smiling, and I was like, oh, she's cute. I like her. So then after that...
she's cute. I don't know her, but I like her.
But yeah, that's how we met.
Okay, the next question is... what was your first pet?
What was my first pet? Ooh, this one's a tough one. I gotta remember. Hold on.
Well, I know my first pet, so I'm gonna go first.
Go ahead, go first.
My first pet, our family was always a cat person, so my first pet was a cat, and he was kind of grayish blackish. His name was Puck, not the F word, but Puck, like hockey puck. I feel like a lot of people like to change it up sometimes. But his name was Puck, and he was the cutest little thing ever.
My dad was a huge dog person, so
two different worlds.
We have 2 little Chihuahuas, and he ended up getting both of them. However, they were not my first dogs. We actually got a big dog for our first one. It was a mutt, but I couldn't remember the exact breed. But he was big, and his name was Duke. So, this is. But my best memory of him is every single time my dad would take me to elementary school, Duke would literally jump out of the backyard from the fence and then chase us down the road, because we were right around the corner from the school, but he would like freak out because he would want to be with us, and he would just jump out, and we'd have to stop, put him back.
Separation anxiety.
Exactly.
How did your pets get their names?
Ooh.
Let's go ahead and start off with Princess.
Okay. So she looked over. That's so cute. Okay, so Princess, it's kind of plain and simple.
She's
I don't
so
really.
Come here.
Hold on, bring her over here. This is Princess.
This is our princess.
My little baby.
Your little baby?
Yeah, she's my little baby. I had her first.
Do we need to do the test?
No.
Does everybody want to see the test?
No.
Who will she come to? Is me.
I already know the answer to that. However, she's actually like 13 now.
Going on 14, I'd say.
13 going on 14. She's still as young as ever.
Old, honey.
So cute. But the way she got her name is, I'm not really too sure, actually. I know more Precious' story.
Did the family that you got her from name her that?
No. Her original name was Peanut. She actually was owned by a previous family. She was... Yes, Peanut. Her name was Peanut before we got her.
Oh, fine.
She was like 7 or 8 months by the time we actually got her. And when we did get her, she was like very timid and very scared of us. So the reason we got her was actually because my dad's friend was like, hey, my family is sort of like abusing the dog. I don't want them to be abusing the dog, so I'm going to give the dog to you. Started calling her Princess. I don't really know the name backstory on the exact name as to why.
I mean, when I first met this dog, she looked at me like she was gonna eat me. Like, she looked like she wanted me for dinner. Like, every single time I come over, she'd be like so jealous. She's like, why are you hanging out with my man? And I took her and Precious for like
a week or 2
weeks, yeah. I think. When we first moved out together, I had actually moved into the apartment before he did.
Like a week
and
before.
I had the dogs by myself for 2 weeks. And within that time, I thought it was going to go so horribly wrong. But we fell in love with each other. Me and Princess just have this connection and this soul bond. And I'm glad to have you on my lifelong journey.
I told her that it would be a good experience just so that way the dogs could get used to her, and it ended up turning out. Now she loves
me more.
Yeah, now she loves her more than she ever loved me, and it's sad. Because I've owned her for the past 13 years, and all of a sudden she's like, oh, fuck you, I prefer Lydia. Now, Precious, that one I do know for a fact. When we first got Precious, my dad surprised my mom, actually, for Christmas and got Precious. So...
You want to come introduce yourself?
Go ahead and get her out of the blanket.
She's like, no, it's my blankie. Hello, good
this
morning.
This is Precious. Look at her. Look at Princess getting jealous.
Oh, she is so rightly named.
Yes.
Like, she is... Precious.
Right.
She doesn't walk, she trots.
There you go, yeah.
And she'll always sit up so perfectly, like, I'm the queen.
So yeah, the way she got named was, she was a gift for my mom for Christmas one year. And my mom just kept saying, "Oh my God, you're so precious! You're so precious!"
Rightly named.
In her lap, because she was like laying down in a certain way. I remember she was like on her back in my mom's lap, just like she was just playing with her, and she was like, "Oh my God, you're so precious!" And she was like, "That should be your name. We'll call you Precious because you're so precious." And that's how she got her name.
We have Gonzalo.
Yes.
So this is my first ferret ever. I am used to having... I've had rodents all my life. I know how to handle them. I know how to take care of them. I know what they need. So when I first saw Gonzalo, he was the first ferret that I held. And the way that I knew that he was ours and meant to be with us is because when I picked him up and I held him, he bit my cheek. And I was like, you're the one. You're coming home with me.
Love that first bite.
We mainly call him Bud out of, I don't know, I feel like I call like male animals Bud a lot, but like I've never called him like Bud to a point where he's like starting to know that like he is Bud. And but his real name is Gonzalo. So Gonzalo came from PewDiePie, actually, like from one of those old video games that he used to play. And he used to crack me up because he used to be like, yes, I'm Gonzalo, blah blah blah. And I was like, I want my ferret because he is so like his characteristics are so silly and funny, and he just has like this great sense of like life
Wonder,
to him.
yeah.
Like he does have that wonder. So I was like, Gonzalo has to be his name because he just reminds me. It would be PewDiePie and Ferret. That's what it would be.
Oh yeah, I call him Bud more than I do Gonzalo.
I know.
Than anything.
That's his real name though. Is Gonzalo.
Yeah, but I guess we have a nickname for him, and it's just Bud.
It's Bud. It's Gonzalo Bud Richards.
And then the last one in our household is Sky. She is our. She's a hamster or a gerbil?
She is a Roboversky hamster. She is diabetic, so it is kind of difficult to have a small little tiny hamster that runs so fast and drinks water all the time, but like we still have to watch out for her sugar level intakes and like measure her food out right and make sure that she has enough dietary pellets for her. She is a major teenager. She does not like to get in her ball. She does not like to come out of her cage. She tends to, I mean, like, that's okay too, because if that's what she wants, that's what she wants, and I'm never going to take that away from her. So we named her Sky because my friend actually went with me to go get her, and you didn't even know about it.
No, I didn't.
He was so mad when he came home, but he ended up loving her anyway. So we named her Sky because Roboversky ends with SKI, so we just replaced it with a Y, and we're like, that's her name. It's fine. It's as simple as that. Like, there's no real backstory to it. I just wanted like a like really pretty lightweight name, like Chloe used to. My rat Chloe that died a while ago. She was phenomenal. So I wanted like that same kind of ring to it, like Chloe and then Sky. It was beautiful. But yeah, she's like a major teenager, so she will not leave her cage whatsoever, and she is the first pet I've ever had to bite me. So it's fine. It's great.
I wouldn't say the first. Gonzalo got a bit here and there.
No, I mean like
like
bit,
for real,
like
bit.
for real
Okay.
bit me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like which is okay too, because I know that they're afraid, and Roboverskys are a little bit more hesitant towards people, and they take longer time to
Adjust.
bond with you. So as soon as we bonded, she stopped biting. So that was a good thing. But yeah, her name just came from the end of her breed name. Question, what do we got? When did we move in together?
We moved in together about 3 years ago. Almost 3 years
almost
ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah, in 2017, like May of 2017.
Yeah.
So it's almost been 3 years. It's been like 2.5 years at this point. And we moved into this really fucking shitty ass, cramped apartment.
The language.
Sorry. we
moved
can censor it
into-
out. We can censor it out. We moved into a very cramped space, and we were like, "Oh, it's $600 a month for the apartment."
Like, honestly, I wouldn't have changed it if I had to go back and redo it again. Like, I know the apartment complex, it wasn't the best, and it wasn't the best situation for us, but
It worked out.
it worked out money-wise, and, like, diving into a new world that we are living together and working together and trying to create
A life.
together, and having the small space, which I think it was about a little bit under 400 square
A
feet.
little bit.
I mean, it wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the best.
Right.
Next, what's your favorite hobby?
It's my favorite hobby. Ooh, well, I mean, this kind of goes without saying, playing video games.
Yeah.
I actually got a skateboard recently because I wanted to get back into it. It's an element board. So I used to skate when I was little, like when I was a kid, and then back when I was a teenager again. But I could never do anything with it. I was trash. I was absolute trash. All I could do was just push and turn, and that was pretty much it. Any attempt to do tricks, I couldn't do, but I want to make that my new hobby again because I do love skateboarding. I've always been into the world of skateboarding. It's just I never had, I guess, the drive to actually learn how to do it because I would always be playing video games instead.
So my favorite hobby used to be writing, and it still kind of is. I think I've definitely also progressed as a person as we grow and we learn different things. My new hobby would definitely have to be painting or crafts. Like, I definitely love getting into all the different things that you can make yourself and like see how it turns out. Whether you fail or not, it's like a really good feeling that at least you tried to make something for yourself. And yeah, I think that would be probably my best hobby, would be painting. Next questions. When did we get married?
We got married last year on November 19th, 2018.
A lot of women say they had the best marriage, but like honestly, I loved our wedding and I loved the honeymoon. Like, it was just so us, and it was so personable, and you just got to like relax. Like, I feel like a lot of people stress about their wedding day. I was like totally against that. I was like, I don't want to stress. There's no point in me having to stress for a wedding. I totally want to just be chill about it, and there's no problem. Like, if something doesn't work out, that's fine. Like, there's no worry. So our wedding was outdoors. We did have it at a local park. And it was just so simple. There weren't a lot of decorations. It was like very minimal people, very easy cooking things. I mean, like, we didn't even ask for gifts. We just asked for, if you wanted to, you could help us pay for our honeymoon, which a lot of people did. I think almost everybody did, and
they pitched in a lot.
Yeah, they did. And we thank you guys so much for that, because that was freaking amazing, and we would have never been able to go on a honeymoon without that.
For sure.
So
we definitely appreciate all those that did go to the wedding, and all of our family members, friends that came along and gave us their best wishes. So we do appreciate that, and we appreciate everything you guys have done for us. It was definitely nice of you guys to do. It
was beautiful.
This is to say, and I want to give my thanks to your Aunt Taria.
Yeah, Taria, my aunt.
She was responsible for us getting on that honeymoon in the first place, because she ended up getting us a room.
She got us a room for the beach, and like we were able to go there right after our wedding. I think we came back to change and say goodbye to our dogs, and then we left.
Just drove right over there.
And it was so close to us, and it was just like so relaxing, and I just remember having the best time ever. Like, honestly, if I could go relive any day of my life, it would be our wedding day.
Right.
What kind of music do you listen to?
I listen to anything that sounds good. Plain and simple. I'll listen to anything that sounds good.
I can get with that. I'm more of although I really, really am gravitating towards the, I guess, would you consider it indie music? Like Ben Howard?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah.
I would say so.
It's very relaxed and very melodramatic for me. Okay, are you a sweet or salty person? I am both. Personally, I would probably be more sweet, but if I eat something sweet, I instantly crave salty when I'm done.
I'm sort of the same way, but I think I lean more towards salty.
Okay, what's your favorite movie?
Ooh, movie of all time.
Prisoner of
Azkaban, for sure.
Mine would have to be, to this day, The Lazarus Effect. I love talking about the mind and about the brain and about how different things could affect it, and like unlocking like 100% at once and like things like that. And this kind of like takes death and bringing it back to life, and like how they view the world. And I just thought it was a freaking masterpiece in my mind, and I don't think it's a very like high rated movie. Like, I don't think a lot of people know about it, but it's for sure my favorite movie. So I saved this question for last because I know it's gonna be easy for both of us, but are you a Disney or Universal person?
Universal. I'm more of a thrill type person. Granted, recently Disney, I think, is starting to win me over just because of all the things they've added. I did go to Disney with Lydia, and thank you, Millie.
Yeah,
thank you so much
Millie.
for bringing us out. That was awesome of you. We went to Disney the other week, and they've added so much stuff. So the last time I went before that was like well before Pandora was even announced. So Galaxy's Edge didn't exist. Toy Story Land didn't exist. Galaxy's Edge, of course, didn't exist. But when we went,
the question is, are you a Universal or are you a Disney person?
I think at the moment, just until Epic Universe comes out, I'm probably more of a Disney person just because of what they've added till Epic Universe comes out.
So I am also a Disney person because I do not mess with the big roller coasters and the Doom thing that launches you in the freaking air. So Disney is way more my speed, and Pandora freaking rocks, and that safari ride was phenomenal. So that would be it for today, guys. Thank you again for joining us. We do hope to see you again next week, and
look forward for more things to come. Thank you so much for coming in. Please subscribe, hit that like button down below, and
comment. Are you a Disney or Universal person? These are questions that need to be answered.
Yeah, and any other questions that you thought was interesting, answer them down below in the comment section too. We would definitely love to hear from you guys. Thank you for joining. Bye-bye.